Hi, it's me, Tea Leaves. I have something to read from. Got this nice little setup here. It's, I actually made it because I had one of those supposed to be one of those visual calls for my son's school earlier, and it ended up not being a visual call. It ended up just being a regular over the phone call. So I didn't even need to do all of this. I was like, well, I'm not gonna waste it. And I've been working on this for a few days, so I also apologize for my late reply. Um, As you guys know, I try to focus a lot on talking to the people at the website and trying to help them with the stuff going on. So a lot of times I don't get back to the messaging part of YouTube for a while. Anyway, so like I said, I wrote this down, so I'm just gonna read from it. This is actually for somebody who made a comment, and I was going to respond just in regular text back to them, but you know, sometimes you just any port in a storm, right? Find an opportunity to share something that might be helpful, might as well do so. All right, so, well, your message left me with a lot to unpack. First of all, thank you for sharing and for your concern. Next, I hope everything is well with your teeth now. Personally, I disagree. I believe parents are responsible for their children's health, including teeth. And especially because children can't make their own appointments, like their dental appointments. So parents are responsible for that. However, I do commend you for not holding anything against your parents and for being so understanding that people make mistakes. There's a lot of people that have difficulty with that, especially when it comes to parents, and we grow up and end up blaming our parents in a lot of ways, and it's not that we're unjustified in doing so, but there's a difference between, you know, placing the correct amount of blame versus over blaming someone, right? But we can get into that as to why that happens another time. Anyway, as I said, now I also want to add your statement gives me pause. I've spoken with a few people whom have also not blamed their parents. And in some ways, this is good. In other ways, not so good. Now, this is the part where it starts to open up to other people. So, yeah. Difficult to explain, especially in a public forum, but think of it like this. One part of the brain handles the gray areas, but only one part handles the black and white. Meaning, how can I hate someone that I love? Yes, I know that sounds... I know how that sounds, but if my theory is correct, then yes, that is how it works. Yes, I know. People are like, no, it's not that black and white. Oh, yes, it is. To one part of your brain, if my theory is correct, to one part of your brain, everything is black and white. Everything is, it's this or it's no. To the other part of the brain, well, now you've got options. Now variety is the spice of life. Go for it. But otherwise, no. It's not, no. It's like someone looking at you and saying that you are not you. No, I'm me. Don't even try. I know who I am. That's it. Right? Okay. That's actually not a good example because there's a lot of people out there who question themselves. So anyway, continuing on. Now that may not be the issue for you, speaking to that person, but just be mindful of the possibility. Now, next I should clarify. My adult dentist office only accepts patients over 12 years old. There are pediatric dentists that attend to children, but there are pediatric dentists that attend to children. Depression, along with being sometimes debilitating. Did it get dark? Sorry, I think I'll fix that. Okay, see me better? Can you see me now? Good. Okay. Depression, along with being sometimes debilitating, can also sometimes cause a person to become very selfish. Now, before I continue, I'll just simply say that I'm mostly talking about myself at this point and my journey through it. However, I know, especially from talking to other people, that they have the same thing too. Oh, I wonder why. I'm gonna smile when I say that. Okay. I did anyway. Okay, so the extreme of selfish starts with self. Functionally speaking, I should say. From there, I believe it's offspring, spouse, family, friends, so on. Now, when the brain is confused or hurt in a certain way, then, like a wounded animal, it cowers, pulls inward. Now that black and white part of the brain, the functional, is not just focused, but now it's over-focused and on survival. The part of the brain that is in charge of survival, the functional side, again, according to my theory, it's about protecting us. But now that it's over-focused, it's also overprotective. In a way, it's actually working backwards or against us because the brain isn't supposed to work like that at all times. It is supposed to have the ability, but not all the time. For example, focus is good. Overfocus is even good, even though it means being temporarily imbalanced, because sometimes we need to be able to do that little extra focus, pull out the magnifying glass, squint a little. It's the same as when you have to find something on the floor. You lost, little earring or something, something little, a screw, something, and you have to kind of squint. Well, that's okay to do that squinting and that overlooking, focusing thing. But for your brain to always stay that way, no, it's not supposed to do that. Anyway, as long as your brain stops squinting and resets the imbalance, you're good. If not, the brain continues to overfocus, overneed, and oversurvive. Meaning all those definitions on that side of the brain, I shouldn't say all those definitions, but many of those definitions on that side of the brain start to become stronger. And in time, sometimes adds more definitions than there were before. That's another thing. Anyway, you're good. If not, the brain continues to overfocus, overneed, and oversurvive. As time goes by, it just gets worse, sometimes adding definitions from both sides of the brain. Definitions that the person never used before, even, or rarely. So for an example, like the emotional imagination creates a psychosis, which then the functional uses for various reasons, one being to scare us into keeping us safe at home. Because remember, that's part of the brain's job, is to keep us safe. And now it's taking it a little too seriously. This is one of the reasons why people can't leave their homes, because that's where they're safe. You woke up there, that's where you were safe. Anyway, yes, I know I run off on tangents because I'm always trying to share everything all at once. Yeah, it's part of the job, and it's taken it too seriously. And that is why I don't leave the house very often, personally, because my brain says no. I don't even walk outside unless I'm forced to. It's true. Also, here's the funny thing. I have an issue with my teeth. Me personally, yes. Thanks to the oh so good for you Brussels sprouts a couple years ago, I now need to have a tooth pulled. There's an abscess, and it's been going on for roughly a year and a half. Now, do I need to take care of that? Yeah. Duh. Because those things can kill you, I found out. Does my brain agree? Nope. Yes, it does, but also nope. Because it's working backwards. Because the what is right here, right now, is on that functional side. And what is right here, right now, am I in pain? No. And I can still drink water, eat food, brush my teeth. Now, I've had pain from time to time, but then it goes away. Now, if I was sitting in the dentist chair and was suddenly in excruciating pain, okay. Why is it blinking? Don't blink. Sorry. in excruciating pain. Okay, now there is a need, one that the brain can see is clearly a need to do right here, right now, to pull the tooth. A year and a half ago, the first time I was in the hospital with excruciating pain, I was ready for whatever had to be done. Like if they had said, "Oh, it's a tooth, we got to pull it right now," I'd be like, fine, go right for it. But then the pain went away. So now there was no longer a need. And like I said, from time to time it comes up again, but I ride through the storm. I do the little things that I do to deal with it, and then it goes away. I know other people have talked about, they've had pain in their chests and stuff. And at that moment in time, they're thinking, I need help. I need to get to the hospital. But then it goes away. And all of a sudden, we don't need to worry about it. Now, every professional in the world would say, "Oh, you got to get to the doctors right away." And their family members are probably saying, "Oh, you got to get to the doctors right away." But that person themselves, nope. Why? Because of the what is right here, right now. Part of the brain. Saying, nope. Anyway, I'm going to close this real quick because we're already at 11 minutes and some odd seconds. You're right. This is back to my friend, so you can stop watching if you're not that person. You're right. As his parent, I need to stay up on his health. And I'm not sure when the pictures are yet, but he'll probably need a haircut for them. Anyway. Thank you.